Hello, guys. We are back with episode 12 of Talk to Scott. We got a great guest by the name of Dree Quinn, a phenomenal athlete, an athlete that means a lot to a lot of people, but had an opportunity of being in his corner at a young age thanks to his parents and things of that sort. But more so than anything, Dree has done a great job of adding value for himself on the field and also off the field. His mannerism speaks for itself more so than anything, and I just wanted an opportunity to bring it on the podcast, and not only did he earn it, but more so than anything, I want to use it as an informational time, not only for myself, but also for the users and listeners that's listening as well, because you have a voice, you have a platform that a lot of athletes that you know and don't know that look up to you. So first and foremost, like I asked all of my guests, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today.
Great. We had a training session today. So, Dree, how was the training session that we had? As we kind of just add a little sense of humor to it a little bit. How did you enjoy the training session? What are some things from the training session that you kind of enjoyed today? And how has your day been today for the most part?
All right, first off, my day's been great. Getting to the training part, training was great today. It was hot. It was intense. But, I mean, we was working. Scott, he's a great trainer. He teach me different things. Where we worked on the little things that's going to make me more explosive, help with my twitch, and, get me better, make me a better player, for sure.
And that's great. So one of the things I want to do is dial back and pull back from the beginning. Okay, from your earlier years of playing the sport, who introduced you to sports, and what sport was that, if you don't mind me asking?
All right. Obviously, my dad introduced me to football. I had a football in my hand since I was probably a toddler. So, my first time playing football probably around 6, I'd say 6 or 7. And I just vividly remember my first game. I was scared. I was tensed up, nervous. But our first game, I scored a touchdown.
What position was that?
I was a tight end.
Okay.
So they had a little wraparound play. Come around, get the ball, run. I'm running away from people. I don't want to get tackled. I'm scared. First game, I run into the end zone. I ain't even know I scored. Yeah.
Facts. So was football the only sport that you played?
Nah, I played T-ball.
Okay. Cool. Did you enjoy any?
Yeah, it was smooth. It was smooth. I ain't enjoy as much as football, but yeah, it was fun. I wasn't that good. I don't think I was that good at T-ball.
So when it came to just the sport of football, did you know at a young age this was going to be something that you was like, I have an opportunity of taking this to the next level? Or did you have other sports that you was like, because some football players like me, believe it or not, I love swimming. Like I went to state in swimming. Like that was actually my sport. Now granted, it's very unlikely you see a 6'7", 300+ pound person in the pool, but that was my first passion. So was football like that one sport for you?
Really growing up, I love watching football. My favorite team, the Oregon Ducks, Marcus Mariota, that era, and Robert Griffin, RG3. Growing up, but I never really was like, I ain't think I was gonna be just good at sports. You know, I really didn't start like, you know what I'm saying, being like a good football player until I say third or fourth grade, so about 8, 9 years old maybe. So I mean, that wasn't really my passion. My passion as a kid growing up, I like go outside. I see my dad. My dad, he owns a lot of dump trucks and stuff, dirt service and whatnot. So I would like go outside with a little Tonka truck or whatever and fill it up with dirt and some rocks. I just like doing stuff like that, like country boy.
Correct.
Yeah.
At what point in time was this a dream of yours to where you're at right now?
Oh yes, for sure. For sure.
When did that dream start to manifest itself? Because like you said, football was something that you was leaning heavily into. So when did that dream start to come about? And my question to ask you, were you around people that assisted you, not only from a training that you had an opportunity of seeing? So for myself, like Mississippi is a great state. Don't get me wrong. I'm from here. The opportunities and that's here can be sometimes far and few between. But an opportunity of really just traveling. With travel comes wisdom, for the most part. So were there people that you had an opportunity of actually seeing since, of course, we're going to get to the question of where you're from, but of course, with you being in Atlanta, that you have people that was like in particular places that you see yourself being, and therefore it motivated you to be where you're at today?
Yes. Like for instance, my freshman year played at St. Francis. That whole team was a Power Five team. Literally, more than half of that team is at a Power Five college right now. I can name a bunch of players. So my freshman year, me just going and competing and watching these guys play and looking up to them play on Friday nights, seeing them ball, I was like, man, I could really be that in a couple of years. Seeing them, go out there, make plays and whatnot. I saw myself that motivated me for sure.
And when we go back into you speak about your father, you speak about the what I see. We haven't spoke about it yet. It plays a very, very big role into being in your corner, being presently, actively there for you. What values has he instilled inside of you?
Oh man, he's my driving force for real. Like, he sacrifices a lot for me. Whatever training I need, whatever cleats I need, just whatever therapy, anything, he'll get that in an instant, in a heartbeat. He provided me with a lot. He really put a football in my hands. Like he knew this was probably my destiny for real. And I also want to give a shout out to my mom. She wakes up every morning, cooking me breakfast, make sure I get what I need and what I want. Things I don't really need, she'll get it for me. I have a set of great parents. I'm extremely blessed to be in this position.
And that's one thing as well. And we was going to get to your mom. I was going to ask you a direct question, but I'm glad you threw it in there as well. When you speak about your mom, how has she, and you answered the question, but go a little bit more in depth, how has she played a pivotal role into where you are today, outside of just cooking breakfast, outside of little, sacrifices or some things at a young age you maybe can't see. And even at a young age, I couldn't see. And I see it now because, of course, I have my own son as well. And one thing I will kind of interject and throw my 2 cents on, when we look over there, you see mom and dad. I never had that privilege. Mm-hmm. A lot of people never had that privilege. So I want to give a gem to you, and like, that is something that needs to be a norm, but it's not a norm. And therefore, things that you see right now is going to pay so much later down the line, because seeing a strong family, and being honest, seeing a strong black family is something that people rarely see. So therefore, just manifesting certain things for you when you have your family, you're going to, of course, be in your child's life, so on and so forth. But with that basically being said, that plays a big key contributing factor into what you do on the field as well, because you have both people pouring inside of you, have both people kind of nurturing the seed, and you are the seed, and you're blooming. You ain't even reach your full potential yet. I promise you really haven't, which is kind of scary, more so than anything. But what I would say, from a time when it comes to just things you had to encounter, what were some challenges, not saying financially anything, what were some challenges for as you, let's say your parents was telling you to do something, had this conversation today, your pops walk in like, you can't see what I see. What are some things you're like, it's a little hard for me to see you guys' point of view, but I'm gonna listen, so what maybe would be some of those things that you had to encounter or had to face?
That's all the time. This is a weekly basis. Like, my parents, like, they want me to stay focused, especially my mom. That I didn't get on that either. My mom pushes me for something beyond football, which is my education, which is way more important than football. She'll stay on me about my work 24/7. Like, I'm taking summer classes right now to graduate early. She checking in every day. As soon as I get home from practice, get on that score, get in that score. I think that really is extremely important, because most people don't have that. So I'm extremely blessed by the man above to be able to have these privileges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when we speak about just your upbringing, your parents, they're from West Point. You from West Point too, right?
Yeah.
What has West Point meant for you at a young age? Because I understand, like, you were talking me through it, so I'm gonna pause right there. what is the the state of Mississippi meant for you at the age that you was once at, and of course coming back to it.
West Point, it's a lot. It means a lot to me. It's my roots. It's where all my family is. My church. Just growing up here, growing up in the church, it taught me morals and you know things to carry on with life. And I always come back. It don't matter how big I make it, I'ma always come back, and I'ma always root my hometown, because I know I wouldn't be anything without my family, without the people that surround me and support me every single day. People that I really don't even know are rooting for me in my hometown. That's how close and tight knitted everybody is in this area.
And that's something I want to say as well. So, it's just, I don't even know how me and your pops even had the conversation. Like, I think it was 2021 to 2022, and you just had came, like, it was with Kaysen, and you had came there, and it was. Casey was taller than you at that point in time, and I was like, oh, like, and see where you are now. It's kind of it's surreal, but more so than anything, one thing I would say about West Point is that your parents do a great job of always just coming back. Of course, not only what they do, of course, they're being their hometown, but also bring you back as well. And so where you always have like that connection and that intimacy for us with a family dynamic, but also you get an opportunity, because your pops would say at times like, that work you do up there is cute, but this the real work. You'll come in there, we be pushing that sled, and boy, you be falling out, barely walk out, especially when Zach had an opportunity coming down. He was like, I can't even walk out. And I was like, that's a light day. But in so many words, man, like I said, again, I know I'm spending a lot of times on the family values, man, because it's an honor to actually see these things in front. For the most part, I have 350 kids I have the privilege of training. I maybe can name you 6 that have both parents at home. So with that basically being said, it's a rarity, and it's to really see this is something I want to maximize, and not just maximize your talents, but maximize your family as well, and family values. Because a lot of times when you get in interviews, they always speak about the individual self, or the individual and the single mother, but we never really throw the father in there as well. And therefore, I have aspirations doing that with my own son as well, because I'm actively with my son all the time. So therefore, having the opportunity of bringing these things to the forefront means a lot to me, man. So one thing I want to just actually transition a little bit. When I had saw you in the 8th grade, when you came in for that first training session, what was that like for you mentally? Like, first day you ever seen me, summertime, we out there, and we got the sleds out, we running up and down the field. What was going through your mind at that point in time?
Man, it was intense. It was intense. It was a chance for me to get out of my comfort zone, because I didn't really know anybody for real. So getting there, training there, grinding my tail off, it was different. It's way different from
Elaborate on that. Elaborate on that a little bit more.
Man, we pushing sleds. I'm seeing these, and that's the thing. Like, these like the Mississippi boys down here, I feel like they should be getting recruited. They different.
Most definitely.
Like, I remember training with Kamario Taylor at Mississippi State, quarterback. He different. I mean, he a quarterback. He probably can run. I think he can run like a 4.3.
Nah, facts.
Pushing 1,000-pound sleds. All that, like, it's different. It's the athleticism in these, like, and my peers down here is just different. I feel like they should get the opportunity that I have today.
And in what ways have you seen the difference in exposure from, of course, being in Georgia, being in Atlanta versus here? Like, what are some things that maybe we lack on, or certain things we can probably do better at from an exposure standpoint? Like, or what do you think are certain things that maybe are hindering just things that you see up there versus what we're not doing, or things we can do better?
Now, I feel like in Georgia, they teach more technique, more they teach on the small things. It's more like new gen. And I feel like you as a trainer, you're like the connection between Mississippi and Georgia, because you teach a lot of things that's new, that's gonna enhance players, athleticism and their talent. And I feel like that's the thing. Like they teach like more talent is in Georgia, but in Mississippi I feel like it's the more grit. You know what I'm saying? Strength, just raw strength, raw speed, just all those tangibles. But they don't really have the talent that they teach in Georgia. Yeah.
Correct. Just when it comes from attention to detail, or not saying attention to detail, just having the opportunity of the resources. You only know what you know. So I give you an example when it comes to like what I do. I just had a privilege of an opportunity. Like, soon as I got done training you, I trained Jacoby Jackson, really good starting offensive guard from Mississippi State, actually from Texas. This will be his last year. And as soon as I got done with that, we had a youth event, speaking engagement at Mississippi State at the Sanderson. And I had an opportunity to just speak in there. And a lot of people came up to me and was asking me like, just maybe different things they maybe thought about me for the most part, like just knowing all the information. My biggest thing that I do is like I like to meet coaches and people where they're at. And I like to pretty much, I never bash a coach, I never bash a trainer, because a lot of things I did not know until I had the opportunity of going out and seeking information and seeking things and seeking higher knowledge and bringing that back into like, we'll just say for the masses, but more so than anything, you only know what you know. So when it comes back around to the technique or just the small nuances that really get a player from going to point A to point B, those are things that I pretty much hang my hat off of. I'm going to keep transitioning, keep on going up this road. When did you have a growth spurt? That's the question. Like, when you just shot up one year, man. And I genuinely want to ask you about that, and how was that transition for you? Because some people, I'll give you an example. Kamari, I had an opportunity to train Kamari. He was in 8th grade. He was literally the exact same size as you. Then the next summer, he's just as tall as you. Of course, he's older than you, but he's like 6'5", 6'6", something of that sort. And he was having like growth pains, things of that sort. So how did you transition through that phase, and still train because you're still growing through that phase? And how did that maybe play characteristics to your play? Because I understand you got 40 offers, but in so many words, you still a late bloomer. Like, respectfully saying, I had a conversation with one of my coaches actually at Georgia Tech, assistant offensive line coach, and he was like, I'll be honest with you, potential-wise, Dre is the number one guy in the state of Georgia for us in your position. He's like, there may be a couple others, maybe because they've been on the scene longer. But for us, like a guy that had an opportunity, like his size, his length, his the questions that you ask, things of that sort. He has all the tangibles and things of that nature. But I just want to get back to that growth spurt situation. Then I'm gonna transition into you getting your first offer and your recruiting process and things of that sort.
I'd say around 13 and 14, I had a growth spurt, huge growth spurt. I went from like 5'7", maybe, all the way to like 6 foot. And after that, I was growing maybe an inch or two a year. Man, it was a lot on me because I was always growing up. Well, I started to shift into like a skill position, like a running back or a cornerback or wide receiver. I was always one of those, I wouldn't say short, but I was a, smaller, fast, twitchy running back who could, cut up the field real fast. So it was different for me when I got that growth spurt because I knew I had to change positions. Over time, I went from a wide receiver straight to a defensive end, trying something completely new. So, yeah, that growth spurt did play a part.
How was your first time in the trenches then?
It wasn't all cupcakes and ice cream.
It may was for the offensive lineman, but go ahead, I'm listening.
And like at St. Francis, speaking of the great competition we had on that team, a Clemson offensive tackle and a Texas offensive tackle, Braden Jacobs and Nick Brooks. I came back from I got nicked up, so I came back and they was moving around everywhere, from safety to cornerback to linebacker, and they put me on the end. And so when they put me on the end, I went against Braden and Nick, and they see me cut that corner get out that edge real fast and go right around, and they was like, oh yeah, that's his position. But it'd be times where, you know what I'm saying, I ain't get out quick enough. They get their hands on me, they'll do me the worst way. They'll toss me out all everywhere. So yeah. It wasn't sweet.
Since you knew that was your position, when did you start actually being like, this is the position, I need to start training at it? When did that start?
All right, so my dad has always been pushing for me to be a defensive end, even before, like even when I was a wide receiver still. But
I think
so
that's the position your dad played.
I'm pretty sure.
You
Yeah.
don't know? That's crazy. Okay, bet.
But yeah. So when I transitioned to like the edge position, we started training with this coach called Corey Beck, Coach Beck. He's a D-line coach at Collins Hill, the school where Travis Hunter went. That's my first trainer, I say. And that's who got me with my get off and, all those other tangibles that I need to learn, just the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then how did that keep progressing in your training? Because I see you with a guy now. He's really, really good.
Marcus Howard.
Yes, sir.
Marcus Howard, yeah. He trained the best of the best.
Yes, sir.
He is, he is like the best of the best for sure in the nation. He trained not only me but other coveted prospects in Georgia, like Bryce Perry, right, was my teammate. Tyler Atkinson, all of those guys. He trained, and he teaches something completely new, moves that I ain't never seen before, and so they work. It pays off for sure.
How have you added those things into like your tool belt, like inside of just who you are as a person, and like what's your go-to as you rushing a guy? What's your go-to? What are you leaning more towards off the start? Are you trying to get to the point fast? You trying to, I can speak to you like this because you got good training, you got good coaching. So therefore, like what are you looking at? What are you trying to do at a young age?
Like my best pass rush move. Like as of now, I like speed to power. I love using my length with my long arm, and working off of that. I like the scissor swipe. Just a lot of moves that I have to set up, coming fast off the edge, beating them to that certain spot, and then I work my move off of that.
Okay, and you're working your move predicated off of what the offensive line gives you, correct?
Yep.
Okay. What are some nuances that you're looking at? I'm asking you because I know what you probably do. Is shoulder square to the line, is shoulder's not square to the line?
Yep.
What are certain things you're looking at?
Like you
Is
said,
it turned over, open, he giving you a two-way go?
Yep.
And
what I like to do, and what my coach, the new coach at Buford, he taught us, the first rep you always gonna go power. Show them that you got the ability to run right through them. Speed to power. So they get him on his feet. Or he got to really sit on you hard and try to, lunge at you. That's when you can now you can show him your speed on the outside, get around him. Then he gonna be like, dang, he got the speed on the outside. Now I gotta overset him. They're gonna overset out more. Then you can work a move inside, just like that. So,
and then, okay, those are your moves. That's your bag. That's what you're using the 2024 season. When did you start, even let's say the spring of 2024, because that's when you started, that's when everything pretty much started. When did you get that phone call like, hey, Dre, we're seeing what you're doing. Invite you out to the camp. Get to the camp. You get an offer. When did that start?
Now, my first offer was at a camp. It was around June at Georgia Tech. That was my first offer. But beforehand, I was always getting like recruited second semester of my sophomore year. I think Wake Forest came by and gave me a little camp waiver thing that they invited me to a camp and whatnot. But yeah, fast forward, I think what really, like, I went to this Mercer camp. They
was it like a mega camp or something?
Yeah,
like that?
It was at Mercer mega camp. They seen my tangibles. They saw how big I was and tall I was, and I went out there and I wasn't. It was some even some JUCO line. So he's a grown man, and I'm still a little sophomore, 16 years old. So I had to go against them. I showed no fear, and I feel like that's what elevated me. I went against them O-line, win, lose, or draw. and that's what the coaches saw my speed and whatnot, my tangibles. And then fast forward, I had a Georgia camp. That's when I realized, oh, okay, I see it now. I see I'm right there. I'm gonna get my time coming. So when I went there, they call out the like the top.
Top five,
Yeah.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Yep. They called me in that. So I was training with the best of the best all day. And like the people in that group, all of them had 20 plus offers. Um, they already been recruited, 4 stars, and I was the only one unknown. Nobody knew who Dree Quinn was. I was 0 star, 0 offer, 0 everything across the board. And so I was balling out with them. I was like, oh yeah, man, I just can't wait till my time coming. That first offer. And so I was grinding. They took me to a private workout session. I remember vividly. It was me and another edge, Jake Cruel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We trained with Coach Adera at UGA, the outside backer coach, and that's when I realized, okay, I can compete with the best of the best. I feel like I am gonna be one of the best of the best. And so that next day, actually, I went to a Georgia Tech camp, and that's when I got my first offer. Yeah.
Take me through that. How'd you feel?
Man, it was surreal. Like I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it until maybe a week later that I really got an offer. Like it just didn't feel real to me that this actually happening right now, because I never before that, never like in a million years I think, man, I really got it. My first offer is a Power 5 offer.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's truly a blessing for real. So my dad started breaking down in tears. My mom was jumping up and down. It was a great feeling for sure.
And take me through. I remember when you got your first and I remember you got your first SEC offer as well.
Yeah.
And your dad called me. It's like, it's go time. It's time to go. Yeah. It's work time. Take me through that. You excited, but at the same time, like for some athletes when they get an offer, they ease up. Some athletes like, all right, man, it's time to go. It's time to go to work. What was your mindset?
Man, I knew it was time to go. Just like you said, like I gotta put on. I just can't get these offers. I gotta show that I'm worthy of these offers, that I'm worthy of this status. So I had to keep grinding. I had to keep putting in the work. I was training I was training during the season with Marcus Howard, just getting it in, still lifting, still, you know what I'm saying, trying to maintain, be the best.
So at that point in time, we got the Georgia Tech offer. Okay, everybody's of high emotion. What are certain things that you was like during the summertime? Because if I'm not mistaken, summer of 2024, you had some offers, but then this off season, that's when it kind of took. It was like, okay, we're going to that next step.
Yeah.
But take me through summer workouts. And then also your season that you had. What were certain things that you was like, I want to work on this because, yes, I do have the offers, but at that point in time, you'd have the offers that you have now and the one in school, of course, that you're committed to now. Mm-hmm. So what were the determining factor of like, it's time to turn it up another notch, and how did you take those steps?
Really, and really, no shade to the other teams, but it was around the 7th game of the season. I got Georgia, and that's what really, that's when all the eyes start, you know what I'm saying, catering to me, and I realized, man, I really have to dominate. It ain't no. Oh, Dree had a little solid game. Yeah, he had a couple times. No, I had to, you know, TFL, sacks, all that. I gotta hunt for that.
Mm.
And so when I got that UGA offer, I realized I gotta separate myself. I can't do what everybody else is doing. You know, I gotta do the little things like stand out to practice, getting an ice bath, taking care of my body, stand out to practice, getting some extra work. And I had to do those things to separate myself so I don't get behind and I don't get too complacent, because I'm nowhere near my potential.
This episode is proudly sponsored by ARN Athletic Recruiting, Education and Navigation. ARN is our trusted guide for navigating the new world of recruiting. helping athletes, parents, and coaches understand every step of the process. If you're serious about exposure, education, and making informed moves in today's ever-changing recruiting space, visit GetRN.com. Big shout out to Dan and the entire RN team for supporting this episode. You guys rock.
You're nowhere near your potential. Of course, you're getting your extra training in. You're doing things to basically build and finalize your blueprint for success. Take me through a normal game week for you. Take me through the practice. I want to know the film. I want to know what nuances that you're looking at. I want to know practice habits. I want this to be. You're sending ESPN right now. We're saying, Dree Quinn, take us through how do you prepare for practice during game week, during the season. Yeah. And therefore, if I'm a kid, I'm taking notes on it. I'm all right. Well, he do this, is this. Okay, what are those things?
First, watch film on the other team. Studying what the offensive line does. Studying their habits, their tendencies. Picking up on those things like if the O-line show when it's a run, he got his head down ready to go. If it's a pass, he gon' have his chest. Like small things like that is really gonna set you further than everybody else. Another thing, taking care of your body after practice. My favorite thing to do is probably getting in the Normatex, the boots. Those everybody loves to do, or ice bath, something like that. You got to eat well. Make sure you get the right amount of nutrients, carbs, and whatnot. And then really, close to game day, you just want to lock in. You want to dial in. Turn on your favorite music that get you hyped up, locked in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're in that mode ready to go because you never get these moments back. You know, high school, this is my senior season. It felt like I was a freshman days ago. It's crazy. So you never get these moments back. You make sure you want to get the most out of them.
Correct. And so as you continue to go up your journey, this is and I love what you're doing. Great. Question asked to me, what does a game week look like for you? All right, bet. This is what it looks like. This is how it look like. It depends on the team. We'll just say University of Alabama. We'll say Mississippi State. That's more recent to me. Let's just say Sunday. Sunday rolls around. As soon as I wake up, I'm going to the training room. I'm going to go get my body right. I'm going to basically find little things that I need to work on. I've had 12 knee surgeries, so what I'm about to go work on is my knees. Okay. As soon as we get done with that, I'm going straight to pretty much get treatment. Then when I go to treatment, I'm going to the nutrition station. I'm pretty finna go get some food, find some way to fuel me up. After that, I'm finna go get a lift in, things of that sort. And after that, I'm finna mandatory go get the offensive lineman. We finna go outside. We finna do some sort of simulation of something, pass sets on air, things of that sort, things of that nature. As soon as we get done with that, we're going to hopefully by that time our coach pretty much has a game plan, and with that game plan I'm finna look through the game plan. We're finna look at who we got, and I'm finna look at, like you said, tendencies. As a defensive lineman, I'm looking at, you're young. If I was to go against you and we were still young, let's say I'm a senior, you're a freshman, let's say your coach just got done ripping your butt, and he's trying to like mold you into who he wants you to be. What you're going to do 9 times out of 10, you maybe won't lose confidence, but you'll get very antsy. And let's say you do something well, you make the play, but as you make the play, it's something he wants you to correct on. What typically ends up happening to younger defensive linemen, and it's something that's young, they come into high school, they go into college, they lose their confidence, they forget what got them through the door, and sometimes it takes them years to find that back. And what I would do if I was you, if we're just sticking on just that tip, stick to it, continue to hone on the things that kept you inside the door, and continue to add value for yourself by listening to your coach and being moldable. And that's very beautiful about who you are as an individual, because you have a long way to go. But more so than anything, your potential is throughout it's ridiculous, because you haven't even came into yourself yet. But what I'm looking at for is nuances for the younger defensive lineman. When he get lined up, his eyes tell the story before he ever gets set. He predetermines everything. So I look, and older guys do this as well. One guy that never done that when I had an opportunity to play against was Will Anderson. It was like playing chess with him, for the most part. But if it's a T stunt, an ET stunt, whatever, they got a blitz, they got to basically stunt inside to the A gap. They look there before they get started. Sometimes the pad level is tilted, things of that nature. Sometimes you can tell with the linebackers to give it off. Sometimes the safety's off the hash, whatever that may be. But one thing about it, you want to eliminate the question marks as a player. So you want to do anything in your power to go out there when he lines up against you. If I'm an offensive lineman, it's like, well, how do I beat this guy? You name something. I said, what's in your bag? You said speed to power. All right, bet. That's cool until you run into a guy like me. I want a guy to bull rush me because I'm big, I'm strong. I want you to do that. So now what do you do? All right, well, when he does that and I try to actually counter off of that move, it's hard for me to do so. So one thing I would say is continue to work on that, continue to be great at that. But a lot of times with high school defensive linemen that struggle at the next level, it's not because they aren't good, it's because they got a redundancy of going against high school talent. So therefore, even if you go against Division I players, you can go against Division I players all day long. That doesn't mean everyone has things to work on for the most part. So one thing that I would say, and I know I kind of went all around it, but more so than anything, just continue to add onto your stack of what you're doing to elevate your game. Because as you continue to go, you continue to add things to that, and to pivot back around to just overall separating yourself. What was your mindset going into the 2025 off season, from training, from academics, to being a leader on the team? What were certain things that was like your staples of, I must do this, I got to enhance this, or I got to start working on this? What was that like for you?
All right. First off, like with football, in my position, just overall knowledge for the game is what I have to gain. Cause I'm gonna be honest, my junior year, which was my first year, really just getting on the field and actually playing and actually knowing what to do. I was just playing. I was playing freely. I was just playing wild, getting in the backfield. I wasn't really like just extremely big on technique. So this year I want to really focus on technique, doing all the small things right, standing in my gap, and not just leaning back on my athleticism to make a play. So that's what I like to focus on. And another thing, academically, really, you gotta have a time schedule. Gotta be have good time management, cause football really takes up your life. After school, straight to practice, 3-hour practice. Get home, you're gonna be tired. You wanna get something to eat, then you tired, so you wanna go to bed. But nah, you got homework to do. You got things to take care of. So you gotta have a time schedule and make sure you follow that consistently, so you don't fall behind.
Correct. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, right now we're in April of 2025. You're accumulating offers seemingly every single day. What were certain things you were looking at from a recruiting standpoint towards like, these are my non-negotiables? The integrity, the intent of a program. If they don't have these things, then I can't entertain it. From a development standpoint, first and foremost, from maybe a relationship standpoint, being second. What were your things that you were looking at?
I always look at life after football part, because football, the ball's gonna deflate one day, and so when the ball deflates, are you really gonna have an identity crisis? Like, was football really your only thing that you had going for yourself in life, or did you have something? Did you have other passions, or do you have other things to lean back on? Like, not everybody's gonna make it to the NFL. That's my goal. I know that I'm gonna do that, but something happens, I gotta have a plan B. I gotta have a career that I want to pursue. So I gotta focus. That's a big thing for me. Life after football. Another thing is development, and what I like to look at as far as development is the players that went there. I talk to them. I talk to the current players, and I see the players that they produce in the league. That's what helps me look at the developmental part, and also like getting out there and watching the coaches coach how they run things.
So once you listed those things, who were your final 5, 6, 7, 8, 10? Who were the programs that were like these schools are schools that I'm interested in because of what you said?
Obviously Clemson, you know, uh, Notre Dame. That's a great school, phenomenal school. Yeah, Texas. Yep. Georgia Tech. My first offer. So I just had built relationships from day one with that school. Yeah, Tennessee and Georgia. Am I missing one? Yeah, well, you had Tennessee. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tennessee and Georgia as well. Those are good programs as well. So it was a hard choice. There was no wrong selection that I had. So yeah, all of those schools to me had those traits. You know, every school had that certain thing that separates them from others. But yeah, that was a, you know.
When you would walk into a program or go on a visit, or how does that feel for you, and what type of things kind of led you into saying, hey, I like this school, I like this environment, from a coaching standpoint, from an environmental standpoint, from a campus standpoint, even from a geographical standpoint, being inside a small city or a big city, you know what I'm saying? So what was that like for you?
So going on like visits and stuff, like game visits or whatnot, my parents really taught me to do this because I was just going to visits for fun. You know, I'm going to a Georgia game for
Very
free.
true. Very
So
true.
I'm having fun. I'm like one of the other fans. Yeah. But my parents, they really like look at the small details, like how the players act, how the coaches act around the players, and all of those little things. And they taught me how to do that as well, because those are really things you can't fake that. Once you go on a visit, you can't fake certain things, and so that's what they, taught me to look at on those visits.
So you narrowing it down to your top 3, okay? Take me through your top 3 and the decision that you made.
I mean, it was really I did a top 2.
2, that's right.
Yeah. But it was hard. Like the other schools, like Notre Dame, Georgia, that was very hard. Those are great programs.
Sure,
They
man.
were in the Final Four. So I was like, dang, I'm really letting go of those teams. But Clemson and Texas, those 2 schools, I felt like had the best fit for me. They checked off all the boxes. They didn't really have any guns to me. So like, with Texas, you can't go wrong. Great city, great atmosphere. To me it's like Atlanta. It's like in the middle of the city. Great education at Texas. Great football. It's SEC football. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be championship contenders for sure. Even the small thing, man, the food was amazing in Texas. I'm telling you, man, I ain't know that. That's
Okay.
a hidden. Austin, Texas is a hidden gem. I'm just letting you know, like, yeah. But in Clemson, on the other hand, the first time I went, it felt like home. Like the first game I went.
I remember you went to that game and they lost.
Yep, they lost, but it's still.
I know. Yeah, facts.
And my dad was
did.
going crazy about it because
I was trolling. I used to text y'all about that too. I remember. I was.
he was like, yeah, this is where I want you to go, Dre. The first time I went, this is where I want you to go. When I first came out there, it's Coach Swinney came up to me before I had the offer. He came up to me. He was like, man, I've been looking for you. I've been waiting to see you. No other school has done that. So they let me know I'm a priority. Like the head coach knows me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what really had Clemson at the top of my list for a while. And a lot of things, life after football is big there, like with the Paul program. Clemson, like I'm talking about my parents. See, my parents went to the a mechanic to fix my car. This mechanic, he just started going on talking about Clemson. They didn't even know that, I had an offer and whatnot.
Correct.
He's going on talking about, oh, I really want that place means everything to me. I really want my son to go there. Just going on and on about it. So every person that I ran into that has went to Clemson or has experienced it, always has like something great to say about it. Like that has been life changing for them. So that speaks volumes on. Man, I know I made the right decision. That speaks volumes on why I chose Clemson.
And when did you make that final decision? And how was that process like for you? Because I had an opportunity, of course, of tuning in, seeing your family with you and things of that sort. How did that make you feel?
Amazing. Like, it was shortly after my Texas visit. Like, some told me I had a gut feeling because I really wanted to go check out Notre Dame. I canceled my Notre Dame. It was a big mix. I had a Tennessee and a Notre Dame OV. I canceled both of those because I really had this gut feeling about Clemson. And it was hard because I knew Texas was a real close number 2. Like, I was like, man, I can't. Texas? I get the opportunity to go to Texas? So I was like, dang. So it was hard just picking between those teams, but I had that gut feeling and like deep down, I feel like Clemson was the right place for me.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, we speak of Clemson and things of this sort, position coaches, atmosphere, development. The atmosphere is good. Yeah, the food is good. Yeah, the people are good. But football, one thing I will say about Dabo Swinney, even though please zoom in on the rings. Thank you very much. Listen, bro, Clemson and Ole Miss, not my favorite schools. But shout out to Ole Miss. I ain't got no problem. Lane Kiffin, that's my guy. But I'm gonna respect them because the consistency that they breed. Dabo has had a very hard stance, especially when NIL first came out. The biggest thing that I like with their team is not only the consistency, but I like the development aspect that they really. At a big program, they maybe are like one of the last few that really like truly will develop an athlete from the high school level. I like the consistent message because Dabo's been there for a long time, so he's very married to the organization, to the university. I don't know. I got to get back on a winning streak for the most part because they only been known for being national champions. That's the only way I knew them, respectfully saying. Even when I was in college, I mean, we'll play them in the college playoffs. Then, of course, things kind of transpire for the most part. So I would like to see them be contenders and compete. And I do think you definitely fit the mold and the message of what they're preaching up there. So I'll be excited. I'll be excited to watch you for the most part. So when it kind of goes into football and the meaning of football and football after life, and let's just stick from a name, image, and likeness standpoint, how would you like to use your brand? Do you have a brand? If so, what would you like to do with that?
In fact, I have my brand on right now. It's called Dope Brand. It's a work in progress. I'm still getting everything set up, but I talked to Coach Rumpler. He's my position coach at Clemson. We always talk to him about my brand, trying to get it out there. They're huge advocates for it at Clemson, and so I would love to build on it. I feel like it'll become something special one day for sure. So yeah.
What's the origin behind it? Just some of you like throw it out. Yeah.
My parents. It was my mom. My mom. It was my parents. They helped me come up with something. It stands for Dre on the Edge.
Okay.
But
Okay.
It has a deeper meaning as well.
Correct.
So I mean, hey, y'all can check it out. The clothes are dope. It's not no poly. It ain't no 100% polyester, none of that.
Man, it's nice. It's very nice material. You represent it. Every visit you went on, everything. It's your brand.
It's a real deal.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, you pushing it even today with your shirts, like out there for the workout, etc. You're pushing it. How would you like to utilize that brand in this brand, and you're young, so you're going to create as your life happens. You're going to things going to naturally just manifest. You're going to come up with something else as well, or something to enhance that. What are things that you would say? How would you like to utilize your brand inside of the community?
I'm still trying to find ways to get it out there. I got a little Instagram page set up, but I can do things like get some of my friends to wear it. When I really get it out there, I can give clothes to my football team, and even like come back here, give back to my community back here in Mississippi, things like that.
So, from your brand connected with Clemson, what are some of your biggest goals that you would like to bring to the forefront of what you would like to have with Clemson personally, but for the team? Dabo is very interesting because Dabo, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he play at Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played at Alabama.
Correct. Yeah, roll tide, Dabo. So, in so many words, he's team first, just like Coach Saban. As a quick story, I transferred from Alabama after I graduated from there. I was there for 4 years. And I was very interested because before I had that conversation with Coach Saban, I had to have a conversation with Coach Scott Cochran. And he said, if you want to leave out with good graces with Coach Saban, then you must lead the conversation. You must lead with the conversation of the team, and you must end with the conversation of the team, because that's the only way he's going to it'll be an easier disconnection when you go separate places. And with Dabo being a team first guy, what are some of your what ways you like to help the team get back to being national contenders?
Like when I get out there, I'm gonna put forth my best effort, and anything they tell me to do, I will do it. I'm big on I'm big on team bonding. I feel like down the stretch of any team, down the stretch, the teams that last are the teams that are what I'm saying. When you go to, like, for instance, what hurts more, a slap or a punch?
Depends on where it's coming from, but I'm following you. Which one hurt you worse?
Punch.
Okay.
Because
okay.
Yeah, everybody tight knitted. So when the team is 100% connected, I feel like that's gonna take them far. Those are your national championship teams right there, and that's why I feel like team bond and things like that.
Are you doing that now in high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What ways?
Going out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
We got this new thing at Buford. We call it Wing Wednesday. We go out to eat, go get some wings and whatnot. Just kicking it with my teammates.
And let's tell back around. What are you going to do to assist Buford as well with being a nationally known team and going out there and winning a championship?
Leadership for sure. Me being a senior this year, it's really important for me to lead a team, and also like with like the younger kids they're gonna look up to me because of my status with like a lot of offers and highly ranked. So I have to use that to my advantage and lead the younger kids, because they can get easily discouraged. Like, man, I'm not playing, so why should I listen or put forth any effort? Nah, you got to pour into them, make sure that they they have that reassurance that they're a part of the team and they're very important.
What message would you give to the younger kids that's watching you and the ones that's on your team?
Man, it sounds cliche, but like, just keep going, keep being persistent in your goal, because I started out with nothing. I started out my freshman year. I didn't know if football was even the right sport. I was leaning towards basketball a little bit, because I was like, man, I ain't play at all my freshman year. I still barely got playing time my sophomore year. So if you have like seen my journey from back then to now, you'll be like, dang, like, he came a long way. You wouldn't think Dree Quinn would have anything back then. So I would say for like the younger kids, keep being persistent, keep going, even when you think you're not good enough. just keep grinding, stay working, because you don't want to get complacent. So that's my advice.
So, picking up the energy a little bit. Right before the game, you locked in. What music we listening to?
I got a bunch of artists. No, you can't go wrong with YoungBoy. You can never go wrong with YoungBoy.
Crash Out Music. Let's go.
Yep. Or all right, so it's I like it in different ways. Or I can approach it calm, chill.
Calm before the storm. Okay.
Yep. Low Shimmy. He's a good artist.
He is.
Calm. That's just me. Just
for me.
Kick. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Low Shimmy. Nino Pade. Gunna. Can't go wrong with Gunna. I'm missing a lot of people. I gotta look at my playlist.
Okay, you good. Okay, so we had to describe your dream walkout. How would that be? Take me through right now. I would dream about this like when I was a kid, like before I even had offers. I was like, I know exactly how I want to walk out. I know exactly let's take you in Death Valley. Y'all running down the hill. Imagine take me through your dream, of how you imagine you coming off the edge, you getting a sack. Okay, you looking up, you just see the crowd going crazy, the lights, you got your swag going, they putting the camera on your whole nine. What does that look like for you? Take me through how could you imagine and draw up right now? Because you know what I want to do with this clip? I want this clip to resonate 2-3 years from now, and exactly how you said it was going to happen, it was going to happen. It's fourth down, fourth and long. You win. You at edge. Take me through it.
End of the game.
End of the game.
I'm already.
You gotta close the deal.
I already be imagining this all the time.
Talk to me.
End of the game. Fourth down. The other team, they depending on the touchdown to score. They depend on the touchdown to win the game. So I'm thinking I got to go at the edge. I got to get the quarterback. And I'm already thinking of my celebration. That's what I'm thinking of. So as soon as I get that sack, I got to get up and I got to celebrate. Because look, once you got that celebration, that thing that you do every time, you see the crowd start doing it. Yeah. You seeing people watching, they start doing it. That's what really what really gets you out there.
Yes, sir.
So I'm thinking of that.
Okay, but take me through it. You ain't taking me through it right now. Right now, fourth down. You in the hill. You got to make a play. Coach ain't subbing you out. Yep. You out there.
I see that.
You see it. He right there.
I see that O-line tired.
We all tired.
Yep.
What you doing? How you coming off there? How you setting them up? He took a set because when you tired as an offensive lineman, fourth down, back on the wall, you got to get out your stance. It's the first thing you thinking.
Yep.
So he got the drop on. He actually at your spot. But what you doing? What we doing?
All right. So wear and tear came in. It's last, everybody beat up. Everybody tired.
Your coach ain't subbing you out.
Guess what? I got this last little.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go out the edge. I'm going fast. I see he tired. He don't want to get out there. I'm gonna beat him across the edge. I'm gonna give him a jab inside. And I'm gonna come back cross chop. Give him a cross chop. He beat. I'm chasing the quarterback trying to run away. He trying to get a little open. Nah, I'm too bad.
And who's the quarterback?
Who would be the quarterback?
Well, who the team? Right now, we don't. Whoever is, we're in the national championship. Fourth down, you already explained. It's fourth and long. They got to go for it. They got no more timeouts, et cetera, et cetera. Who's the quarterback? Because this is the question. We connected two questions. You giving me you off the edge right now, but we never dictated who the team was. So therefore, who the team dictates who's the quarterback that you want to sack in college.
Man, I don't know what quarterback still gonna be in college.
Facts. Okay, baby, keep going.
But hey,
keep going.
It don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter what quarterback it is. I don't care if he fast, slow, none of that. I'm still gonna get him regardless. So when I get him on the ground, I'm gonna get up. I'm still thinking that a celebration. Y'all gonna see it this year.
Is there anything else that you would like to say? Is there any other message? Is there any other quote unquote warning of who you are, what you're about, and what is to be expected of you this year and years to come?
One thing about me, I'm always get my all on the field. I'm a do it because I do it for my parents. I do it for my grandparents here. I do it for my family in Mississippi because I'm deeply rooted here. So I know they all watching me. So I got to make sure I'm doing it for them. I can't take no plays off because I know my parents sacrificed for me to be in this position now.
But ladies and gentlemen, man, I definitely appreciate Dree Quinn coming out. We sat here. We had a great opportunity of starting, having top to bottom, start to where he's at right now. And this is the opportunity not of just sitting down, conversing with him, but just get the opportunity to just hearing the man behind the helmet, and just really and truly just hearing this opportunity of many opportunities he's going to have in the future of talking to big platforms, talking to guys and gentlemen, just describing his game and his play, and just things that I want to say, man. I appreciate you coming out for episode 12. I appreciate the opportunity you continue to train with me. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to, I tell you that all the time. It's like I tell Will Eccles, we got a long way to go. And nobody has arrived yet. And I know for a fact, as long as you keep that mindset, that mentality, and that hunger, the sky's the limit for you, generally speaking. And even once you get to the sky, your next obstacle is going to be to get to the moon. So let's keep going. Let's keep rocking out, man. And I'm proud of you. We locked in.
Yep. All right.
All right, bro. Yeah.